Welcome to Weather That Happened. Stay informed with real-time updates on the world's most intense weather events and natural disasters. From hurricanes to earthquakes, we bring you breaking alerts, safety tips, and in-depth insights. Subscribe now and stay ahead of the storm.
Hurricanes. They're some of the most powerful and destructive forces in nature. But what exactly are they? And what impact do they leave behind when they make landfall? Today we'll explore how hurricanes form, their devastating effects, and take a closer look at two notable storms, Hurricane Beryl and Hurricane Helene. A hurricane begins its life as a cluster of thunderstorms over warm ocean waters. The heat from the water fuels these storms, causing them to spin, and as they gain strength, they can grow into a tropical depression. If the winds reach 74 miles per hour or higher, this system becomes a hurricane. Hurricanes are measured by their wind speed using the Saffir-Simpson scale, which ranges from Category 1, with winds around 74 miles per hour, to Category 5, where winds can exceed a staggering 157 miles per hour. But wind isn't the only danger. Storm surge, heavy rains and flooding often cause just as much devastation. When a hurricane hits land, the impact can be catastrophic. Buildings can be destroyed, trees uprooted, and communities flooded. For the people in the path of a hurricane, the experience is life-changing. Homes and livelihoods can be swept away in a matter of hours, leaving behind a landscape of destruction and a long road to recovery. One example is Hurricane Beryl. In 2018, Beryl became a rare July hurricane in the Atlantic, threatening islands like Dominica and Puerto Rico. Although it weakened into a tropical storm before landfall, the psychological impact on communities still recovering from the devastation of Hurricane Maria just a year earlier was profound. With rains and winds lashing the region, people feared more destruction, and governments scrambled to prepare for the worst. Another notable storm from the same season was Hurricane Helene. It intensified into a Category 4 hurricane, recording wind speeds from 130 to 140 miles per hour. It was one of the biggest storms to have hit the Big Bend region and claimed over 160 lives. While less intense than Beryl, Helene still made its mark by bringing strong winds and heavy rainfall to parts of the US, particularly Florida and the Carolinas. As it passed through these regions, Helene caused flooding and power outages, leading to evacuations in vulnerable coastal areas. North Carolina experienced damage from storm surges and inland flooding, affecting homes, businesses, and transportation networks. Asheville experienced massive power outages and mudslides that hindered rescue efforts, while some regions were submerged under more than 2 feet of rain. The economic toll of Helene in North Carolina alone was substantial, with property damage contributing heavily to the multi-billion-dollar estimate. The storm also caused long-term infrastructure challenges, including blocked highways and collapsed roads, making the cleanup and recovery efforts particularly difficult. Florida faced similar issues, with coastal regions devastated by storm surges and widespread flooding. The combined efforts in these states will require a lengthy recovery period, with infrastructure rebuilding and humanitarian aid continuing for months. Staying safe during a hurricane involves preparing well in advance, acting responsibly during the storm, and being cautious in its aftermath. Here are key steps to ensure safety before, during, and after a hurricane. Before the hurricane, create an emergency kit. Assemble essential items like non-perishable food, water, 1 gallon per person per day for at least 3 days, first aid supplies, flashlights, batteries, medications, important documents, and cash. You might also include blankets and items for babies or pets if necessary. Have an evacuation plan. Know the evacuation routes in your area and have a plan for where to stay, whether it's a shelter or with friends or family. Follow evacuation orders from local authorities to ensure your safety. Secure your home. Board up windows with plywood or hurricane shutters and secure loose outdoor items, furniture, tools, etc., to prevent damage. If you are in a flood-prone area, consider sandbags to protect the perimeter of your home. Stay informed. Monitor the news for updates from the National Hurricane Center and local authorities. Use a NOAA weather radio if possible. Sign up for community alerts to get the latest information on the storm's path and severity. During the hurricane, shelter in a safe area. Stay indoors, away from windows and glass doors. The safest place is often an interior room on the lowest floor without windows, like a bathroom or closet. If your home is at risk of flooding, move to higher ground within the building. Avoid using electrical appliances. Turn off major electrical appliances to prevent damage from power surges or outages. Avoid using candles as a light source due to fire hazards. Flashlights are safer. Stay connected. Keep your phone charged and use it only for emergencies. Conserve battery power by turning off unnecessary apps, and avoid making non-essential calls to ensure lines remain open for those in danger. Don't leave shelter. Until safe, even if the storm seems to have passed, do not leave shelter until authorities have declared it safe. The eye of the hurricane may give a temporary calm before the storm resumes. After the hurricane, wait for official communication. Don't return home or go outside until authorities give the all-clear. Floodwaters, downed power lines and debris can make it dangerous to travel immediately after a hurricane. Avoid floodwaters. Floodwater can be contaminated or hide hazards such as sharp objects, downed power lines or displaced wildlife. Stay out of the water and report any hazards to local authorities. Inspect your home for damage. Check for structural damage, broken gas lines or electrical issues. If you smell gas, leave immediately and notify the authorities. Document any damage with photos for insurance purposes. Stay safe with food and water. Discard any food that has come into contact with floodwater or been without refrigeration for more than 24 hours. Drink bottled or boiled water until local officials confirm the water supply is safe. By following these steps, you can greatly increase your safety and the safety of your loved ones during a hurricane. Preparedness and awareness are crucial to minimizing risks.